Hey, so ChatGPT's just upgraded its image feature. It's now called Create Image, and it's a step up from the old version, which was DALL-E 3. In this video, I'll give you a quick overview of what's changed, how it works, and what you can actually do with it. So as you can see on screen right now, I have created the prompt, and the prompt is to create a list for solopreneurs. And it has literally come up with this. And this prompt, I actually gave it kind of instructions of what I kind of want it to look like. And it's given me this beautiful to-do list, which I could print and download and put anywhere. And I then asked it to create a pin for a blog post. It kept the same image, kind of like it kept the same kind of aesthetics of the first image, because in this prompt I didn't give it kind of any direction in terms of what I want it to look like. And that's the thing with this new version, is that not only is it really good with kind of like making sure it can actually produce words and without the kind of jumbled mess that the previous version used to have, it will also keep the aesthetics going until you change the prompt and said you want it to look different. So I kept it in. As you can see, it didn't put the website address here. It put in a stand-in for it. So I went into that specific image, because once you click on it, you can edit that image, and I just asked it to add. So when you ask it to edit an image, you can add, remove, change anything in that specific image, and it will update that specific image for you. So it updated it, and it put the website address there. So the next thing I asked it to do was create an infographic for the same blog post, and I just copied and pasted the whole thing in, and it gave me this. Now, as you can see, one of the limitations of this new version is that sometimes it does crop in inappropriate places. So what I did is I went back into that specific image and I to edit it, and I asked it to make sure that all the text fitted into the image and that I had enough space at the bottom to put the website address, and it fixed it for me. The next thing I did was see how it did with mock-ups. So I asked it to create a 3D book cover with the title and subtitle. And again, as I said, because I haven't, in these prompts, I haven't been giving it updated versions of what I want it to look like. So it's been keeping the same kind of aesthetics, that pastel, blues, pinks, greens, along with each image that it's generated. I then went in to that same mock-up image, and then went in and asked it to create a flat lay version of it. And here you go, it created a flat lay version of it. And then I thought, let's do something different. And I asked it to create some concepts of logos, and it gave me some concepts for logos. So they're not the best, but you could keep going until you find a couple of winners that you could go with. The next I did thing was I uploaded an image of myself, and I asked it to create a cartoon version of me. And I told it to put me sitting at a desk, and this is what I got, which is pretty good. So one of the things that it won't do is it won't take an image of you and create another photorealistic image of you. It's a protection that ChatGPT has put into place, so you can't just take a picture of somebody and then take it and manipulate it however you want. It will always make it look like slightly different from that person. So even if that person is you, but you can create a cartoon version of yourself, or I did ask it to create a Barbie version and a kawaii version, and I asked it to create in a different pose. And one of the great things about this new version is that consistency with in terms of a character consistency. So you can see I took this one character, and then I went into the edit and I asked it to create a different version. And if I wanted to edit this version again, I can just click into it, and I could just add, remove, or replace any element here. I could tell it to give me a completely different look, put me in a different place, put me on a beach, whatever, and it will take the same character and it will put me in a different pose, different clothing, different environment, whatever I've asked it to do, it will put me there. And so that means you can create a character for your business, maybe based an image of you, and you could just keep using that same character for everything that you do in your business. So let's talk about some of the other limitations that this new feature may have. So cropping, I've already talked to you about that. You do have cropping problems, but you can go in and edit and ask it to leave room at the top, at the bottom, or wherever it's kind of cropped kind of awkwardly. You can kind of go in and edit that to kind of remove that problem. Obviously, it's AI, it's going to have hallucinations, it's going to make things up. So you always have to double check. If you've asked it to create something directly from text that you've created, then it's less likely to have a problem. It's when you're asking it to pull information from things that you haven't created that it's probably it might have hallucinations. And there's a few other issues, high binding problems, graphs, it may not show graphs properly, languages, again, it might have issues with that. Editing might have some issues there. And obviously if you're asking it to do really small text, it might have issues in terms of translating those texts and that being actually readable. So those are just a few limitations, but there's always a workaround for every single one of those limitations. It's just about how you're using it and making sure that you are working with the AI and not just making the AI do all the work for you. So right now, as of this moment, ChatGPT, the image create feature, is available for on the both free and the paid version. On the free version, there's a limitation of 5 images a day, and then it will reset 24 hours after you've reached that limit. So you have to bear that in mind. If you are on the free version, you want to use it, you're not going to be able to use it endlessly. And the other thing is that it's going to take a little bit of time to render the image and actually create the image for you. It's a little bit faster on the paid plan, and it's actually got faster since the release. So it's probably just going to get faster and faster. There's a lot you can get done with this new feature. So I encourage you to go and test and be creative and try to figure out how you can use it with your business. And that's it. Just a quick look at this new feature inside ChatGPT. It's definitely more useful than it was before, especially for me, because before I just couldn't really use it properly. And especially if you're working on content or digital products, you can really speed things up by using this feature. If you've tried it already, let me know what you think in the comments. And if you haven't, give it a go. It's pretty decent. All right, catch you on the next one.